Welcome to another Compassion Works for All video. And here I am out for a walk, and there are two houses that are large, and a lot of times when people are in this neighborhood, they use as landmark points these two houses on the hill. And they talk about, oh, those two big houses on the hill. And everybody seems to know that these are rather large and grand houses. And so they can say, oh, we'll meet you by the river near the two houses on the hill. And you can see, here's the river. And there's a park here on the other side of the fence. A lot of people say, oh, I wish I had one of those houses on the hill. And we all know that feeling of, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a nice, grand, beautiful home? And yet, so often we get jealous or longing for something that is very beautiful and big and special. And we think, oh, if I had a house like that, then my life would be perfect. It would be wonderful to have a big and fancy house looking out over the river. But, as my friend, the Tibetan Lamas, would say, when you get a goat, you have problems the size of a goat. And if you get a big fancy house, you have problems the size of a big fancy house. Having to keep it up, having to maintain perhaps the help you have to get to keep it clean and in order. And yet, even if we had all the money in the world, would a house, or a lot of money, or all of these wondrous dreams come true, really make us happy? And sadly, we know many people who have lots of money and beautiful houses, and all the possible dreams they could dream have come true. And yet, they're not happy. In fact, recently, we've heard of many people who have committed suicide or succumbed to addictive drugs, and very unhappily have lived their lives. It is a good thing to question very early when we're young. What will make us happy? What will be our dream come true? Who are we and who are we becoming that can come happily true in our life? It's not money. It's not houses. It's maybe not even our favorite collections or a good job. It's finding within ourselves that sense of who we are and fulfilling our highest calling, becoming who we are, realizing our potential and growing into it. One of the things you know is that I work a lot with people in prison, and I hear so much from young people that commit crimes, especially robberies, and they say that they were so poor, or they felt so jealous and unhappy because everybody else had so many things they wanted, like tennis shoes and clothes, that it just seemed unfair to them that they couldn't have those things. So they went and committed robberies because they felt that it was only right, it was only fair that they should get the things that other people have. It was such deep anger and rage and dissatisfaction that somebody has this house on the hill and they don't. And so in their own way of pain and jealousy and suffering, they decided, well, it's my right to go into that house on the hill and take what I want. And of course, that is a terrible, terrible plan, because when they're arrested, they certainly don't get to live in a house on the hill. They spend their life in prison. If they had somebody help explain to them that we create our happiness from within, we find our own path, and it has nothing to do with money and houses and cars and all the things we can own. It has to do with becoming ourself and realizing our gifts and being who we are in this life. Money and houses and cars will never make us happy. For everything we get, we'll want something else and more until we shift to that inner sense of peace and gratification, gratitude for who we are, having a precious life and living it fully. You may think you want that house on the hill, but only for a moment will it bring you any happiness. It will be problems the size of a house, just like problems the size of a goat make you change your mind real quickly about that goat you thought you wanted. Find out who you are. Find your gifts. Why are you here in this world? What is it that you truly live for? Thank you for watching all of our Compassion Works for All videos. We'll see you at the next video.